a long time to get there. Don't get me wrong. It was not an easy journey, but once we got there, and I think we felt comfortable being honest with each other and just sharing what was going on in our lives and our personal lives to a certain extent. Because I think, a lot of it is none of it's none of our business. It's none of my business what he does. Same with him. And I think we both respect that. But if we get in relationships that we're going to go to that next level, we definitely will let each other know and support it in the best way we can.
Trust is a valuable resource that is difficult to gain and even more difficult to regain. And in the most startling way, Shaunie O'Neal's confidence was simply destroyed. After reportedly catching her husband, Pastor Keion Henderson, red-handed, the former Basketball Wives star was thrust into the spotlight. Here's what we know about how this happened, in case you were curious. According to people close to the couple, Shaunie interrupted something that rocked their relationship to its core. Although the specifics are still being worked out, this shocking revelation has surprised fans and followers. Shaunie and Keion appear to be quite stable based on their public confessions of love and their flawless social media posts. However, as everyone knows, appearances don't often tell the whole picture. What caused this startling incident, and what are their next steps? Let's dissect everything.
A lot of people who just have no plans of getting married, and maybe it's the place that they're in life at that particular time. Like I've been there. We've both been there. We were like, absolutely not getting married. But life keeps lifing. And you change your mind, you meet Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, whatever it is, things happen that change the directive of life all the time.
Pastor Keion Henderson and Shaunie O'Neal flaunted their success, love, and faith on social media by posting about everything from lavish vacations to memorable events. They appear to be a contemporary pair who could balance their personal religious beliefs, family responsibilities, and public life. Their perfect partnership was adored by fans, who frequently viewed them as relationship role models. However, as they say, not everything that shines is gold. There were rumors of some stress in their relationship beneath the glittering appearances and smiles. People discussed their hectic schedules, arguments about family matters, and how Keion's rigorous ministry tasks may be wearing them down. Although the most of this was dismissed as rumors, it did allude to certain problems that others could have overlooked. One major obstacle was that Blanche Shaunie, who was already preoccupied with her children from her former marriage, found it difficult to maintain equilibrium. Keion was frequently away from home due to his ministry activity. Even so, none could have foreseen what was going to occur. Then came the moment of shock that completely upended everything. According to reports, after what appeared to be a date, Shaunie discovered Pastor Keion and her assistant in a compromising scenario. According to witnesses, Shaunie was caught off guard and immediately approached them. This was a devastating blow to someone who had always openly praised love and commitment. Shaunie was now coping with both the public backlash and her own anguish. Her admirers were stunned. Social media was ablaze with incredulity and conjecture on the couple's future. This was a game changer. Not only a little miscommunication. Considering how publicly they had celebrated their nuptials, Shaunie felt completely taken by surprise. Given Keion's position as a spiritual leader who people turned to for advice on relationships and love, the betrayal was all the more painful.
Exact marriage as a transactional tool to advance their career or to advance their goal.
Or their finances.
Because the problem is if you marry me to extend your reach, then where do I fit after you reach what you were going after?
At the restaurant, Shaunie O'Neal had a highly emotional and strong reaction. She confronted Keion and the secretary, according to witnesses, feeling a mixture of shock, hurt, and rage. This was an aspect of Shaunie that many people had never seen before, even for someone as well-mannered as she was. But to be honest, it's difficult to maintain composure after being betrayed. Shaunie didn't hold back as she stood there in public. According to sources, when she demanded answers, her voice was trembling with a mixture of sadness and wrath. Everyone in the restaurant was just looking in disbelief as the drama played out, creating an extremely uncomfortable atmosphere. Keion attempted to clarify, but Shaunie refused to listen. Sitting across from someone who was meant to be devoted to her was simply too difficult for the guy she trusted. Furthermore, it was considerably more personal for Shaunie than it was for Keion. It was like adding salt to an open sore to learn that the secretary was involved. Shaunie most likely confided in and trusted this person, who was part of her inner group. It was simply too much to bear to realize that this individual was at the heart of such a betrayal. It was a complete breach of loyalty and trust, and it had nothing to do with romance. The fact that it appeared to be more than a one-time incident only made it worse. According to sources, it had been ongoing for some time, and the secretary's strong relationship with both Shaunie and Keion made concealing it simple. It was astounding to think that someone Shaunie saw nearly daily could be so dishonest. It felt like a full-fledged plot from someone she trusted, not just betrayal. The media exploded once news of the altercation spread. Opinions flared on social media. The couple's former admirers were stunned and let down. Many found it hard to comprehend how Keion, who was constantly speaking of love and trust, could be at the heart of such a catastrophe. "I can't believe this," someone commented. It turns out that Keion was unable to put his teachings about loyalty and trust into practice. Additionally, Keion put on a great front for social media as the ideal husband, but the truth always comes out. In contrast, Shaunie received a great deal of support. Her supporters came together in support of her, applauding her for taking the matter head-on. Because they saw her as a strong woman who had overcome adversity and always emerged stronger, the majority of people were completely on her side. In an attempt to minimize the situation, Keion issued a statement claiming that everything had been exaggerated and advising people not to trust what they heard, but the damage had already been done. The public's disbelief simply continued to rise in spite of his attempts. People immediately drew attention to the stark contrast between his scandalous past and his current persona as a man of God. It was obvious that people were deeply affected by this circumstance and would not quickly forget it. The drama didn't end there, I assure you. It was only beginning.
That person, like, I got married in my previous relationship thinking that it was going to fix things and that, he's going to change this because we got married, or he's going to act differently because we got married. That is not true. It's not realistic. And it's not my job to fix those things about the person that I'm married to.
Shaunie struggled to cope with the betrayal. It's not often that someone you trust, particularly a close friend or lover, betrays that trust in such a public way. Not only did she lose someone, but she also began to doubt her own judgment. Shaunie was carrying a lot of emotional baggage. According to her friends, she was devastated by despair, guilt, and betrayal. It was heartbreaking to have someone like Keion, who was so important in her life, harm her in such a way in public. She also experienced the emotion of doubting why she had placed such a high level of faith in him and the secretary. This was not a minor problem. Rather, it was a severe personal setback that impacted not just her relationship but also her self-perception. It was made even more difficult by having to cope with everything in the public view. Her strength had always been appreciated, but this incident truly upended that. Conversely, Keion had to defend himself, and the public's response was swift. He appeared to get worse off every time he tried to explain himself. In his remarks, he apologized, but many people didn't believe him. He described it as a mistake that was exaggerated, but the claims felt somewhat flimsy given the facts, such as his being seen at a restaurant with the secretary. Keion's supporters also took issue with his defense. The public's perception was rapidly changing. In addition to ruining his personal life, this incident damaged his reputation as a preacher, where trustworthiness is crucial. Was there more to this than a simple error? A lot of people began to wonder that. But Keion wasn't the only one. The secretary also became the center of attention. What part did she play in this? Did she have a personal objective, or was she really a victim of the circumstance? According to other stories, she was taking advantage of her position and manipulating events from the beginning. Some speculated that she might have been enchanted by Keion and was unaware of the chaos her actions would cause. Whatever the reality, one thing was certain. Shaunie's life had been completely upended. In a way no one had anticipated, the person she believed to be her partner and the one she trusted the most had deceived her.
Like, you got to have Shaunie on the show. You guys were just, yeah, he was great. He was such a champion of yours. And then at some point he said, something about him one day getting married again. And I thought, you're not, he's been very supportive of your dating journey. You've been supportive of his. Was there a conversation about that? And he even said, he would attend your wedding or you would attend his if that ever happened?
Yeah, I think we both support each other. Like, I used to tease him and be like, could you please hurry up and get a wife? And then you could stop, randomly FaceTiming me and talking about your day. Like, I'm not, like, get a girlfriend or something. I don't know.
For example, get a girlfriend. I'm not sure. Shaunie is currently at a bit of a crossroads. Can she truly find it in her heart to move on with Keion, or is this treachery simply too much to bear? Everyone is wondering if she would forgive him or if she is done for good after everything that has happened. Their relationship has undoubtedly been damaged by Keion's actions, and even if she might be able to forgive him, it might take a long time, if at all, to regain his trust. Although Shaunie has always been elegant and calm, this circumstance is really hurtful. Is this the end of their marriage, or will she give him another chance? Only Shaunie has the authority to decide that. However, there is little doubt that the path ahead will be difficult. Although she has encountered difficulties in the past, this betrayal feels unique. Given that her close secretary is involved, everyone is aware of it. Everything is visible to everyone. What will Shaunie do now that there is so much at stake? What about her professional life? Is she able to recover from this mess? Shaunie is a household figure thanks to her business endeavors and TV appearances, and she has served as an inspiration to many. However, all she has worked for could be seriously damaged by this incident. With everyone looking at her, she will need to work hard to maintain her professional appearance. Will she continue to be a prosperous businesswoman, or will this circumstance have unimaginable effects on her career? Shaunie has often shown that she is capable of overcoming obstacles. Personal challenges are nothing new to her, and she usually emerges stronger from them. From her days as a reality TV star to navigating life's ups and downs, fans really respect her fortitude. Although this portrayal may be one of the most difficult things she has ever had to deal with, we have seen her overcome difficult circumstances in the past. Shaunie O'Neal isn't one to back down, even if this might be her biggest test to date. She has previously dealt with difficult situations head-on, and she is probably going to do so now. It's still unclear what she will do next, but she has always had the fortitude to go on. Whether it's resolving her personal issues or maintaining her professional success. This story is far from ended, with emotions running hot and secrets still being revealed. What should Shaunie do next, in your opinion? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below regarding Shaunie's next course of action. Please share your thoughts in the comment section and remember to subscribe to receive all updates.